Hi, I'm Avery, and I've spent the last 3 years building my real estate development company while trying to forget how my family fell apart. Today, standing outside the law office where Dad's will is finally being read, those memories come flooding back. Ready to go in? My cousin Maya touches my arm gently. She's been my rock since Dad passed, one of the few who stuck around. Just need a minute. I straighten my blazer, reminding myself that I'm not that broken 25-year-old anymore. I've closed million-dollar deals, but facing Caroline, Mom, still makes my stomach turn. You've got this. Besides, Aunt Beth is already inside giving Caroline her signature death stare. The conference room feels too small with all of us squeezed around the table. Caroline sits there, perfectly poised in her designer outfit, like she's attending a social event rather than her late husband's will reading. Let's begin. Robert, Dad's lawyer and friend for 20 years, opens a thick folder. Before we proceed, there are specific conditions that need to be addressed. What conditions? Just read the will. Caroline interrupts, her perfectly manicured nails drumming on the table. James would want this done properly, Caroline. Aunt Beth's voice could freeze hell over. The estate will be divided as follows, Robert begins, but Caroline cuts him off again. I don't understand why we need all these people here. This should be a private family matter. That's rich coming from you. The words slip out before I can stop them. Where was family when Dad was sick? Avery, don't start. Caroline's warning tone, the one that used to make me shrink away. 3 years, Mom. 3 years of you acting like I killed him myself. You weren't there when he needed you most. I was there every day. You're the one who disappeared with your friends while I sat with him through chemo. Maya grabs my hand under the table as Robert clears his throat. There's something else you all need to see. He slides a document across the table. James left this letter detailing his concerns about certain financial activities. Caroline's face goes white. Aunt Beth snatches the paper before she can grab it. Oh my God. Aunt Beth's hands shake. Caroline, Those are lies. Caroline stands so fast her chair tips over. James wasn't in his right mind at the end. The transfers started 2 years before he got sick. Robert's voice is steady. Regular withdrawals from the family accounts to offshore holdings. I feel sick. That's why you've been turning everyone against me? To cover your tracks? You ungrateful little... Caroline grabs her purse. I don't have to listen to this. Actually, you do. Robert holds up another document. The police would like to ask you some questions about these transactions. As Caroline storms out, Maya wraps an arm around my shoulders, but all I can think about is how Dad must have known. Known what she was doing, known she'd try to blame me. He'd protected me one last time. There's more. Robert looks at me seriously. James left specific instructions about the company shares. Avery, he wanted you to have controlling interest. Aunt Beth squeezes my hand. He knew exactly what he was doing, honey. He knew who he could trust. A week after the will reading, I'm sitting in my favorite coffee shop when a familiar face appears. Still taking your coffee black as your soul? James! I jump up to hug my childhood friend. When did you get back from Chicago? Yesterday. Maya called, said you might need backup. He slides into the booth. Heard about the will situation. It's worse than that. Look at these messages. I show him my phone, filled with texts from relatives I haven't heard from in years. Your mother's telling everyone you forged documents to steal the company? James whistles low. That's next level crazy. She's hosting a family dinner tonight, trying to rally everyone against me. Then let's crash it. James grins. I've got something you need to see first. At his car, he pulls out a laptop. Remember when I used to fix your mom's computer? Found these emails from 3 years ago? My hands shake reading them. She was planning to contest the will before Dad even died? There's emails to lawyers here from when he was still alive. Keep scrolling. Look who she's been copying on everything. Uncle Peter? But he's been sending me these horrible messages about disappointing the family. He's been in on it the whole time. They've been working together to push you out. At the family dinner that evening, I walk in with James and see Caroline holding court in the dining room of her McMansion. You weren't invited. She stands, face tight. Family dinner, right? We're family. I drop a stack of papers on the table. Found some interesting reading material. Those are private emails. Uncle Peter goes red. Like the ones where you and Mom planned to challenge Dad's will while he was still fighting cancer? Aunt Margaret gasps. Caroline, tell me this isn't true. She's lying, just like always. Caroline tries to snatch the papers. Really? Should we read them out loud? James steps forward. I particularly like the part where you called your dying husband inconvenient. You're twisting things. Caroline's voice rises. Peter, tell them. But Uncle Peter is already backing away. I need to make a call. Running away again? I face my mother. Like when Dad needed you? Or when I graduated college and you were too sick to come? Everything I did was for this family. No. Everything you did was for yourself. Always has been. I turn to the stunned relatives. Check your phones. James just sent you copies of everything. Read them. See who's really been lying. Maya appears beside me. The trust lawyer's here. He says the police want to talk to Uncle Peter, too. You're ruining everything, Caroline shrieks. I built this family. No, you tore it apart, and now everyone knows. I walk toward the door, then turn back. By the way, Dad's company just landed the downtown development contract. Turns out I didn't need your kind of help to succeed. As police cars pull up outside, I hear Aunt Beth's voice behind me. I always knew you were your father's daughter. The next morning, I meet Aunt Beth at Dad's old office, now mine. She's already digging through filing cabinets when I arrive. Your father kept everything. She waves a stack of folders. 20 years of records. Look at these checks Caroline wrote. Wait, these are from Dad's personal account? I lean closer. Who's Thomas Henderson? Dad's old business partner? The one who mysteriously backed out of their joint venture. Maya walks in carrying coffee. Found something interesting about him. Let me guess. He's been real cozy with Mom? Better. James appears with his laptop. Pull up those bank statements, Maya. These transfers. I feel sick looking at the dates. They match up with when Dad started getting suspicious. There's more. Aunt Beth pulls out her phone. Remember Cousin Rachel's wedding? The one Caroline said you refused to attend? I never got an invitation. Because of this. She shows me an email. Caroline told Rachel you said her wedding was beneath you since she wasn't having it at a fancy venue. Classic Caroline. James snorts. She did the same thing with your high school graduation party. Told everyone you were too embarrassed to invite them because of your family's status. That's why nobody came. My voice cracks. I thought they all hated me. Nobody hated you, honey. Aunt Beth squeezes my shoulder. We were all fed different lies. The office door bursts open. Caroline storms in, Thomas Henderson right behind her. How dare you go through private files? They stopped being private when you started stealing from them. I stand my ground. Having fun with company money, Thomas? You don't understand business, little girl. He steps forward, but James moves between us. We understand fraud pretty well, actually. The SEC does too. You're just like your father, always thinking you know better. Caroline spits the words. I deserved more than being stuck as his wife. So you and Thomas plan to take everything? Maya asks. That's why you needed Avery out of the way? She was ruining everything. Always Daddy's perfect little girl, always making me look bad. You did that yourself. Aunt Beth stands. James, show them what you found. He turns his laptop around, showing surveillance footage from Dad's hospital. Caroline and Thomas, kissing in the hallway while Dad was in chemo. You couldn't even wait until he was gone? My voice is ice. No wonder you blamed me for his death. Easier than facing what you did. I made sacrifices! Caroline shrieks. Everything I did was to secure our future. You mean your future with Thomas? I pull out my phone. By the way, the whole family's getting copies of everything right now. Emails, bank records, hospital footage, even that interesting offshore account you two set up. You can't prove anything. Thomas reaches for the laptop, but James yanks it away. Actually, we can. Maya holds up a USB drive. Dad may have been sick, but he wasn't stupid. He kept backups of everything. And guess what? I smile coldly. The board meeting's in an hour. Every member will see exactly how their former partner betrayed my father. Caroline's face crumples. You're destroying this family! No, Mom. You did that all by yourself. Now everyone's going to know exactly who you are. The annual family reunion at the lake house feels different this time. A month after the board meeting scandal, everyone wanted to clear the air. Caroline hasn't shown her face since Thomas was arrested for fraud. The prodigal aunt arrives. Maya points to a car pulling up. With reinforcements, Caroline steps out, followed by Grandma Rose, her last desperate attempt at damage control. Just watch, I whisper to James. She'll try to play the victim card. My darling family. Caroline spreads her arms wide. I'm so glad we can all talk about these horrible misunderstandings. Misunderstandings? Cousin Rachel stands up. You told me Avery called my wedding cheap. And you told me she was embezzling from Dad's company. Uncle Greg joins in. While you were the one stealing with Thomas? Rose, surely you understand. Caroline turns to Grandma. Everything I did was for our family's legacy. Save it. Grandma Rose's voice cuts like steel. I've seen the evidence. You betrayed my son while he was dying. It wasn't like that. Thomas and I were planning this for years. Aunt Beth throws down a folder. Here's your legacy. Bank statements, hotel receipts, everything dating back 5 years before James got sick. You don't understand the pressure I was under. Caroline starts crying, right on cue. Cut the crocodile tears. I stand up. The board voted unanimously yesterday. You and Thomas are being sued for every penny you stole. You can't do this to me! I'm your mother! A mother who blamed her daughter for her husband's death to cover her affair? Maya scoffs. Real maternal? I gave you everything! Caroline turns to me. I sacrificed my life for you. No, Dad did that. You were too busy planning your escape with company money. The courts froze her accounts this morning, James adds. Both the local ones and the offshore stash. You're all going to regret this. Caroline grabs her designer purse. This family needs me. No, we needed you years ago. I meet her eyes. When Dad was sick, when I was alone. Now we know better. As she storms out for the last time, Grandma Rose hugs me tight. Your father would be so proud. The company's second quarter profits are up 40%. Maya grins. Turns out Avery knows what she's doing after all. Better than that. Aunt Beth raises her glass. She's bringing the family back together. The right way. Later that evening, watching the sunset with James and Maya on the dock, I finally feel at peace. You know what Dad used to say? I smile at the memory. Success is the best revenge. Speaking of success, James nudges me. Tell them about the new development project? Downtown expansion? Rachel joins us. I heard the mayor personally approved your proposal. Yeah, well, I grin. Turns out I learned a few things about building strong foundations. To foundations, then. Maya raises her drink. And to family, the real kind. Looking around at these faces, people who stood by me, who helped uncover the truth, I realized Dad was right. Success isn't just about business. It's about knowing who you can trust and being worthy of that trust in return. What would you have done in Avery's place when Caroline tried to blame you for your father's death? Would you have exposed her secrets immediately, or waited to gather more evidence like Avery did? This complex family betrayal raises an important question. Is patience really the best revenge, or do some situations call for immediate confrontation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you've ever dealt with toxic family members who tried to turn others against you, how did you handle it? Did you choose to fight back or walk away? Thanks for experiencing this journey of justice and healing with us. If you want more gripping stories of triumph over betrayal, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Your support helps us create more compelling content like Avery's story of courage and vindication. See you in the next video.